G'day there guys, Marky here, and welcome back to another episode of r/relationship advice. I do hope you enjoy today's bloody good stories, and with that said, I want you to sit back, relax, chuck a prawn to the barbie, let's get right into it. Cheers. My wife hid that she can't have kids, and I just found out after 6 years together. I don't know what to do. Me, 27 male, and my wife, 24 female, have been together for 6 years and married for 3. We've built a happy marriage and a stable and comfortable life. Once everything felt settled, we decided to start a family. From the very beginning, I was clear about wanting a big family, 4 or 5 kids, and she always said that she was on board. After a year of trying with no success, I got myself checked and everything came back fine. That's when she sat me down for a serious talk. She finally told me that before we got together, she had a medical procedure due to some health issues, and she's known this entire time that her chances of getting pregnant were negligible. I just went numb. Everything after that felt like a blur. She broke down crying and apologized over and over. I couldn't process it. I just left despite her begging me to stay and talk. It's been 3 days. I've just been drifting around the city and staying with my sister. After a non-stop barrage of calls and messages from my wife, I snapped and destroyed my phone to get some peace. So, no contact for 3 days. My sister went to our place to grab some work stuff for me and said that my wife is completely shattered. She kept begging my sister to convince me to come home and talk to her. I don't know what to do. I don't even know what hurts more. Her hiding it from me all these years, letting me believe that we had a real chance, or the fact that I can't still bring myself to hate her. My mind keeps spiraling, and I don't feel ready to face her or talk about it. I just feel lost. What should I do? In the comments, just go your separate ways. You are both still young. You have plenty of time to have your big family, and she will find someone else. OP says, I really loved her. I feel like my head is going to explode with all the thoughts. If you really love her and still want children, you can use an egg donor. Maybe she was in denial about the inability to have kids. She still thought that there was a chance she could conceive. But still, there was no excuse for her to keep that from you. Praying that you both make the right decision. She says the chances of getting pregnant are negligible. Has she been checked recently? Medical advances happen regularly. Has she ever had a second opinion? Or was she just told that pregnancy is unlikely? Does she want kids? Or is IVF a possibility? Adoption? The fact that she hid this is atrocious, but you need to talk to her. If you want kids and she doesn't or can't, then this marriage is over. OP says, as I said, I haven't even gotten to the bottom of this. Once the truth hit me, I was like on autopilot. I didn't hear anything. I believe I should talk with her, but my mind keeps questioning. Well, she was 18 when you got together and 21 when you got married. That's pretty young, and I think it's a little unfair to paint her as some sort of devious liar who tricked you into marrying her. She may have been naive and just thought that it would all work out and she'd get pregnant when the time came, or maybe at the time she didn't appreciate how much the medical issue was going to impact her fertility later in life. Has she seen a fertility expert? Maybe there are still options open to you. OP replies, as I said, I haven't even gotten to the bottom of this. Once the truth hit me, I was like on autopilot. I didn't hear anything. I believe I should talk with her, but my mind keeps questioning. This is so tough, OP. And you're in shock, like anyone would be in shock at a situation like this. She should have told you from the start that she was infertile. She should have. I think that if you are going into a long-term relationship with someone like that, you're betraying your partner if they want kids and you know you can't give them kids. And you string them along for that amount of time, especially to the point of marriage and beyond. I think you have every right to step back right now, honestly. Take as much time as you need to process this until you're ready to confront her with this situation. Though that confrontation needs to be done calmly so that you can get the full story. Regardless of what happens, trust is the foundation of a healthy relationship, and she broke it. And I don't know if you can get that trust back. And now, onto the update 5 days later. So I posted the first one from my laptop while working, just venting everything I felt in the moment. I think it came off as one-sided, so I want to give more context and clear up a few things that people kept asking. Sorry if this isn't super coherent. For some context about her that I already knew, she's an only child. Her family lived paycheck to paycheck. Her mum left when she was 13, and her dad raised her alone. He later turned alcoholic and abusive. When we met at around 18, she already had anxiety, abandonment, and trust issues. Her dad died when she was 19. Early in our relationship, I helped her get some therapy however I could, and she leaned on me for everything. After her dad passed, I moved in, and my family became hers. A lot of you told me to face it, and my mum also called, saying the same. So the next morning I went home. She was a mess, and the house too. When she saw me, she just froze for a second and then broke down and came to me, crying and apologizing. I got her to sit down and calm, made something for us, and we finally talked. The part that she had hidden. When she was 16, she had surgery to remove a cyst in her ovary. There were complications that caused internal scarring, and doctors told her a toned-down version of natural pregnancy was extremely unlikely. That surgery put her dad into debt, later he spiraled into alcohol, stopped coming home, blamed her for being damaged goods like her mum, always fucking up his life, and started harassing her. That messed her up. She never had a checkup after that. Before we met, she was broke and barely coping with everything. After we got together, she said she didn't have the courage to find out more, scared of what she might hear, and terrified of losing me if I found out. She hoped for a miracle after reading stories of women getting pregnant despite similar issues. Everything fell apart when I brought up getting checked. I got myself checked secretly just to be sure, so I wouldn't stress her unnecessarily. Upon hearing her out, I lost my cool and went off on her for hiding something so serious. I told her that I needed space and asked her to stay with my parents for a while so I could think clearly. She broke down, begged me not to leave, and said she would do anything to make it work. I dropped her to my parents' place. By day 2, I realized I genuinely missed her. The house felt empty without her. I brought her back home. What she did deeply hurt me, but I realized I couldn't just throw her away like some of you said, because I still love her. We're not talking much right now, and I'm still processing it all, taking it one step at a time. Many pointed out that if she had hid something this serious, she could be hiding more. And honestly, that makes me uneasy. In the comments, Simple Newspaper says, I think she never brought it up because of the trauma that it caused her. She probably blames herself for her dad's alcoholism and death from what he has said to her. You're right to be angry, but I think that once you've cooled down, you should really look at why. Because that's some serious shit, and while I'd be pissed, it would give me some clarity. Edit to add, it sounds like she was also in denial, and acknowledging it makes all her trauma that much more real. Like, maybe she thought that if she could get pregnant, then all the stuff with her dad after the surgery would have, sort of, been worth it if it meant carrying her own children. It's sad all around, and I hope OP doesn't give up on her. Her reaction sounds like deep trauma, not deceit. I hope he gives her space, but eventually talks it through. They both sound like they've been through hell. She's also 24 years old. She's very young, married young, no adult guidance or support except the man that she married. The lack of empathy for this girl is so depressing. You know, I think you're right in slowing things down instead of making big decisions out of anger, OP, because yes, what she did do was wrong. Hiding that truth did break your trust in her, but as it happens, that came from deep fear and trauma. I think you can love her and you can still hold her accountable. I think you should tell her that you need honesty moving forward, no matter how hard it is for her. Therapy, both together and individually, I think, is essential if you guys want any chance of moving forward from this. And I don't think you should ignore that kind of gut feeling, that unease that you have, because trust is earned back through transparency now, not through words. Just take some time. I don't think this needs an answer today, and I hope you come back with an update telling us how this situation has progressed. I feel deeply for the both of you. I hope this is not relationship ending. I know I said that the trust cannot be repaired, but this extra information that you have given shines a big light on a lot of stuff that's been going on that obviously we were not privy to. Thank you for coming and sharing your story. Our next post is by user MKS93, and it's titled, My 26 female, ex-boyfriend 27 male, and roommate 25 female are still hanging out, and it's bothering me. So first of all, I want to give a disclaimer that I know this is a matter of whose needs will be put first. Mine versus roommate and ex. I also know that I cannot control who people hang out with, nor do I want to. I just need some help processing this situation and help setting boundaries. Here is the situation. My ex-boyfriend, we dated for 10 months, roommate, 7 months of living together, and myself have been hanging out together a lot lately. We all enjoy similar activities like running, hiking, and skiing. A lot of our free time was spent together. 2 weeks ago, the three of us went on an overnight trip with 2 days of skiing and some sightseeing. Sometimes my roommate and my boyfriend would do things just the two of them, especially since they were more skilled at athletic activities compared to me. This past Sunday, he came over to my apartment to hang out with my roommate and only told me after he organized things with her. I had no issues with this because I trusted both of them. 2 days ago, my ex somewhat blindsided me and broke up with me. I wouldn't say that it was a mutual decision, but in hindsight, it makes sense. I'm obviously very hurt and sad. I am losing a huge part of my life and someone that I cared about deeply. Apparently, he had been thinking about it for the past week and a half and had even talked to my roommate about it. When my boyfriend and I broke up, I told him that I was uncomfortable with him still hanging out with my roommate. To me, it felt like something I couldn't have. Both him and the activities that they are doing together that I would have loved to do was being dangled in front of my face. I told him that it would really hurt my feelings to have reminders of him and the family-like bond that I had with them. He accused me of being controlling, which I do agree with to some extent, and I also feel that my argument is fair, especially since they met through me and he was the dumper. Losing friends and roommates of your ex seems like a consequence of breaking up. I talked to my roommate for 2 hours last night and expressed all of my concerns. I even told her that I was concerned they would start liking each other and potentially date. I always saw chemistry between them, but I wasn't worried at the time. If they were to start dating, I don't think I could live with her anymore. She was very understanding, but said that she needs some time to think about what she's going to do. I'm just really upset and confused about this whole thing. I feel like if I were in her shoes, I would stop talking to the ex of my roommate simply to be kind and help her heal. I understand that they are friends and they value each other outside of any relationship they have/had with me. I'm asking for help in navigating this situation and whether I'm asking for something that is too much. Thank you. And here are some relevant comments by OP. The lease doesn't end until July 1st. I'm just hoping that she comes home today and tells me that she decided to honor where I'm coming from and we can just avoid this whole mess. I think it's possible, but I don't think they were having an affair. I also might not be able to move, financially speaking. It probably would take a while. Thanks, that's really nice of you to say. I'm looking forward to another relationship when I'm ready. I'm hoping I can avoid some of the problems that this one had, and I'll be able to find someone who likes to do similar activities as me. They're pretty common, so I don't think it'll be too difficult. I also emailed my therapist to start up appointments again. She previously released me from therapy about 10 to 11 months ago, but said that I'm always welcome back. Is there anything else I can clear up? I asked my ex today if he left me for my roommate, and he said no. I do believe him because I don't think he would worry about telling me the truth, even if it hurt me. He is also a very honest person. I think he just didn't want to date me anymore. I don't think that means that he's not attracted to my roommate. I don't think my roommate is a homewrecker, and I genuinely think that she feels like she's in the middle of this mess when she didn't ask to be or want to be. Yeah, I'm gonna go talk to her again tonight. She said she wanted to talk to her therapist about it this afternoon. I also straight up asked my ex, and he said he didn't break up with me to date her. I do think I believe him in this case, simply because I think he would have no qualms about telling me if he did. I also don't think that it was the trip that changed things. Everything went really well, and we got along great. My boyfriend was very happy and affectionate toward me. I think it was just things generally not working out between us. I talked to my roommate again last night, and she won't budge. I told her I was not happy with her, and I'm going to be upset and mad for a while. I also talked to my ex last night, and again he reassured me that he didn't break up with me to be with her, nor does he have plans to date her. We agreed not to talk for 2 weeks. After that time, we're going to see where we are at, and I might start hanging out with the two of them again. This will be a mutual decision, and something that the three of us have already started to consider. I'm still furious at both of them, especially my ex, for letting someone into our relationship, even if it wasn't so he could date her, and for not even being willing to understand my feelings. My roommate at least seemed to understand. I know that some of my frustration and anger is coming from being so hurt by the whole situation. The two of them felt like my family, and it was taken away from me with no warning. Yeah, guess what? On Tuesday, he got a new job, and they will literally work in the same building. What the hell? I actually asked if I could come with them this weekend to go skiing, because fuck them. I was planning on going. My ex said he is thinking about it. Yeah, look, OP, you're not wrong for feeling hurt in this situation. I think being in your position would sting for anyone, let's be honest. And I think you're aware that your feelings don't give you control over their choices. That's why you're asking for help around setting boundaries. Maybe what you need to do to set that boundary is just to tell your roommate calmly that her continued closeness with him makes you feel uncomfortable and that you need space until the lease ends. Don't argue with her about it. Don't guilt trip her over it. Just say, you need space and you'd like not have to talk about him or associate with him. Though them working in the same building, that's not good. And then you wanting to put yourself into the skiing holiday or skiing weekend, that's not exactly distance, is it? But yeah, focusing on detachment, probably the way to go. Signing back up for therapy, probably a good idea. New hobbies if you can, and finding a way to move out as fast as you can. I really think that they are too enmeshed, and you just need to move away from them. Just get as far away from them as you can, and live your life outside of the bubble that they exist in. It's not fair, but that's how we enforce our own boundaries. And now, onto the update. So the past week has been really hard for me. I'm thankful that my boss is giving me 2 days off to recover and to get back on my feet. 48 hours after the breakup, I talked to my roommate, and she said that while she understands how I feel, she will continue hanging out with him. I also talked to my ex and told him how uncomfortable I feel about the whole thing. He also said that he understands, but he thinks that it's controlling of me to ask them not to hang out. Last week, they hung out for 5 days, for hours on end. They did respect my requests not to come inside the house when together, which I appreciate. Many posters suggested that they were having an affair. My ex claims that he did not break up with me to get with her. I did believe him at first, and maybe it was somewhat true, but I now think that something is going on and was going on. I found out that my roommate had a crush on my ex while we were dating, yet still continued to hang out with him alone while we were dating. I asked my ex while we were still dating if we could hang out just the two of us for a little bit more, and I was accused then of being jealous and controlling. Turns out I was onto something. I suspect they are now trying to hide their relationship from me, though I cannot be sure. 2 days ago, I told my roommate that I no longer think it's healthy for me to live with her. She was fine with this and is asking around for places to stay. I will also consider leaving if she cannot leave. The most crushing thing about all of this is that the two of them were people that I considered best friends. This is also happening less than 2 weeks after the breakup. It feels weird and rude to me. Of course, they are within their rights to do whatever, but I feel like I was betrayed even before the relationship ended. Maybe in time, I'll be happy for them. Edit, you are all so kind. Thanks for the words of encouragement, tough love, and shared experiences. I'm staying with a friend tonight, and I'm hoping that the move-out situation goes smoothly. Living apart from my current roommate is the only viable option for me moving forward. I will also be cutting contact from both of them as soon as the living situation is settled. I'm going to go to therapy tomorrow. And went last week, so I'm hoping that helps. I am so thankful that I have off from work. It's been nice to just be able to rest. Edit 2. Roommate confirmed in a convo today that they are more than friends. Oh, color me shocked and so surprised. Here are some more relevant comments from OP. I'm absolutely not going to speak with either of them after she moves out or I move out. I blocked them from every social media. He said he didn't see a future with me, despite enjoying the time that we spent together. I'm not interested in being friends with her anymore. My amazing friends have been so helpful and supportive. I cannot imagine what things would be like if I didn't have them. I love them so dearly. My family's not the best and they live far away, which makes me sad. I'm honestly not interested in being friends with either of them. After what they're pulling now, and what they might have done while I was still dating my ex, I'm just done with them. Oh, he's still not allowed in this place. I don't care if they're dating. That's one of the reasons that one of us needs to leave. Yep, they were back at it within a full day of hanging out, 9 a.m. to 11 p.m., 4 days later. They are on demon time, oh my god. Yeah, I didn't have much of a choice. My ex would be over, and I would invite my roommate to join us in whatever we were doing. We had a group chat and talked frequently. It was really nice, and it felt like our little family. It seemed like the right thing to do at the time, and I was so thrilled that 2 people I cared about were getting along. I think I may have learned my lesson though. And now on to the latest update. OP later talked about the situation in 2 comments that she made on r/askwomen. My ex left me for my then roommate a little over a year ago. The relationship wasn't great, but the situation hurt me deeply. I think I was most upset about my roommate effectively turning on me, especially since I later found out that she was interested in my boyfriend while I was dating him. I was so angry and disgusted. It took a toll on my self-esteem, and it was hard for me to trust for a while. I was single for a while. I did a lot of interesting things over the summer, like hiking and camping solo. I dated a bit, but not too much, mostly due to COVID. I'm now dating a wonderful man. I met him about 4 months ago. I'm so glad to have found him. It took me a while to get to the place where I could welcome someone in my life, but I eventually got there. My ex also gaslit me. He was hanging out with my roommate when I wasn't home, and everything we did together was the 3 of us. When I told him I felt uncomfortable, I was accused of being controlling. I believed it. Turned out that they were in the early stages of their relationship. Anyway guys, that's where I'm going to end today's episode. I do hope you enjoyed. If you did, let me know what you thought of it in the comments down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.